Thanks, Melanie. I'm here with Miss Candy Reed. She's the author of Who Turned Out the Lights, and this is Jim Seuss. He is the owner of Christian Books and More. You guys might remember that Candy was on a few months ago talking about her book, Who Turned Out the Lights, and now she's having a book signing at Christian Books and More tomorrow. So we're going to be learning more about that, and you have a very special story about why you decided to actually get Candy to come and do the book signing. Would you share it?
Sure, be glad to. I made arrangements to stop and pick up a copy of Candy's book 2 years to the day after my wife died with cancer. And by Monday morning, I read the book and was so impressed with it that I gave her a call and I said, we've got to have a signing here at our store. So we put together a good signing for tomorrow with our store in Moultrie, Georgia, on 1612 First Avenue, Moultrie, Georgia. All right.
And so that story, I mean, it's just absolutely amazing. And how does it make you feel to know that your book has actually touched a heart?
Well, I'm always amazed how God can take the places in our life that seem so dark and terrible, that like we're never going to make it through, and He can still bring something good from it. So years later, because I've been willing to write things down just as anyone else could do, He's taken that and used it to bless other people. And I'm just amazed. I'm very thankful.
And it's just such a wonderful opportunity that you've had. So tomorrow at your book signing, you're going to get to meet lots of different people. How are you feeling about it?
A little nervous. It's kind of out of my comfort zone, but I'm excited about it too.
Very good. So you're going to be signing books and talking with people. And what are you looking forward to the most about it?
Maybe getting to hear some other people's stories to see, because everyone has a story. Not everyone writes it down, but we all have a story, and so I'm kind of excited to get to meet some other people, maybe give some encouraging words, learn from them, or if they're still going through something, maybe just give them a little bit of hope, that kind of thing.
Very good. Well, can you tell us what time the book signing will start?
Yes, we open our doors at 10 o'clock. Candy's going to be there a few minutes early to make sure we have everything just right for her, but from 10 till about 1. And it's right across the street from the farmer's market, so it's easy to locate.
Okay.
We used to be located downtown in a store with only 3,000 square feet, and we've just moved into a new building with 11,000 square feet, so we have a lot of space so we can have events like this, like the book signings.
Well, congratulations. That's exciting that you were able to expand.
It is. Really is.
Well, if you guys would like to go see Candy again, you can go to Christian Books and More in Moultrie. We're going to be back in just a little bit learning more about Candy's book and about Christian Books and More. Chris, over to you. Well, I'm back over here with author Candy Reed of Who Turned Out the Lights, and Jim Seuss, the owner of Christian Books and More. They are having a book signing for Miss Candy's book tomorrow in Moultrie at his bookstore, Christian Books and More, excuse me. And so can you go ahead and tell us about your store and what people can find there?
Of course, we have Bibles and inspirational books, but we also carry over 100,000 fiction books. So if you're a reader, you need to come see us there. In addition to the books, we have art like canvas and paints and brushes and things like that. We also have a large selection of remote control airplanes, cars, electric trains. So we have the big boy toys in there as well.
That is so unique.
It's a very unique store. I don't think you'll find another bookstore that has all those different kind of items in it.
And where are you located?
We're located at the intersection with right across the street from the Farmers Market and Ameris Bank and J. Harvey's Restaurant.
Okay. And so, Miss Candy, can you tell me about your book and what had brought you to write it?
Well, the book actually just covers a few years in our lives. Our family went through quite a few trials medically. One of our children had a rare seizure disorder, and then shortly thereafter I was diagnosed with cancer. And during that time I just kind of found that I could lean on the Lord more than I ever expected I could. And so the book is it's birthed from that. And each chapter just gives a little synopsis of things that we went through, and then a little treasure that I gleaned from that time in our lives.
And apparently it's making such a huge impact on people's lives. And Jim, you testified earlier about the impact it made in your life. And you have another story that you shared with me about a friend.
Yes, I gave a copy of this book to one of the elders at our church, and he read it and was so impressed with it that he used the book and one of the stories in the book for his devotional when they started one of the latest meeting of the elders.
I just can't imagine how much that means to you as an author to know that it's really making an impact. And tomorrow you're going to get to meet with some people. And what do you think your highest hopes is for this book?
My highest hopes would be that, just like I began to feel at the beginning when I was really questioning why we're having to go through all these things, and I began to remember, the Lord brought back to my remembrance that everything will work together for good for those that love the Lord. Maybe not always my good sometimes immediately as I see it, but it can work for good to others. So that's what I hope. I just am excited to see the good that comes from it.
Well, thank you for being here this morning. We love hearing your story, and thank you for being here as well and sharing your part of the story too. And I love how this is all just coming together. Again, you can meet Candy Reed and buy her book tomorrow at Christian Books and More in Moultrie. And it's tomorrow. What were the times again?
From 10 to 1.
10 to 1. All right. Thank you guys so much. On over to you, Melanie.